Welcome back to Yes to Tesla, and today we're going to be answering the most common questions that are addressed on Reddit. So let's go through the question list right now. The first one is, how do EV incentives and financing work? So it's really easy. Whenever you're ready to finance your car, you go to tesla.com, boom, you're there. As soon as you pick out the car that you want, whether it be in inventory, whether it be used, or you're just trying to customize a car and wait a few weeks to get it, it's the same exact process. When you're there, all you got to do is you're going to pay your deposit, which is usually $250 for the order fee, all the way up to whatever your actual deposit is. Now you can, for the brand new car, be able to click on pre-qualify, and pre-qualify will at least throw in what you actually need. Now if you're looking for a zero down, even if it lets you order the car for zero down, does not mean that you'll actually approve for the zero down. Now what will happen is, whenever you press that button with your $250, it goes all the way up to $500. Just to let you know, it could be $250, could be $500, it could be up to a few thousand if you are ordering a car that is out of state that needs to be transported to your actual location. That all plays in a part of how much you're going to pay. But you're going to pay at least $250 to press the order button. When you are ready to press the order button and you've pressed it, it'll go ahead and give you a yay symbol. It'll go ahead and email you. It'll tell you to download the Tesla app. Then when you get to the Tesla app, your next steps of it will be them running your credit. They'll ask you to go ahead and fill out all the information to run your credit, and then they'll go ahead and get back to you. So either A, you get approved right away, or B, the next day they get all your information back and they say, hey, this is how much it's going to be. You are approved based on these contingencies, which is the amount that you're qualified for, whether it be a $3,000 down, a $5,000 down, all the way up to $10,000 down. Just depends on your credit, depends on your payment history, things of that nature. Now your EV incentive, your EV tax credit, will automatically apply if you click on that button. So before you are there is a check mark to say check it. So whenever you are already pressed the button to order it, after that there will be an EV tax credit button saying, do you want to apply this? If you click yes and your state does not qualify, then you will be taxed on the back end. So when you file your taxes, that $7,500 will be addressed right then and there, saying, hey, you didn't qualify, you owe $7,500 on your tax credit, just to let you know that. So you do want to be able to make sure that you do qualify. Most every state qualifies, but I would want you to hit Google, ChatGPT, something of that nature, to go ahead and see if your state applies. That's how the EV incentives work though. If you qualify, that comes off the point of purchase. So that works as your down payment essentially. So when you're approved for it, it'll be like, all right, cool, you're approved for it, it's $7,500. Even if you're not approved for the tax credit, it automatically gets applied if you press that button. It's just if you will owe them the money on the back end or not. That's the only contingency. They'll pay it out no matter what. It's just if you on the back end owe it. That's why you want to check your state before hitting it. Otherwise, on the back end, you're going to owe them $7,500 on your taxes. You don't want to owe the federal government. That's how the EV incentives work for your Tesla. Now, what are the maintenance costs? Now, I've only had this car for exactly 30 days, just a little bit over 30 days. There's been no maintenance that I've had to pay for out of pocket. The only thing I've done so far is replace the windshield, which that is all covered underneath a $12 a month. If you're gonna buy a brand new or a used Tesla, use that link down below. But as soon as you do, you wanna make sure you have that $12 a month windshield protection, because you spend $12 a month to have windshield get replaced one time for free, and every time after that will be $100, and unlimited rock chips. So you get a rock chip right now, you can get it all completed right away and no questions asked for the same $12 a month. I highly suggest it. So other than that, I haven't had any costs, so I'll go ahead and skip that question. If anyone else has any costs, put that down in the comments. Help out the community. Are floor mats included? Yes, they are. For the most part, yes. But your rubber floor mats are not. So the ones that they do come with, especially if it's brand new, you're gonna get the regular carpet ones, and dirt, grime, everything gets caught in there. It's almost impossible to keep that thing clean. I highly suggest the mats, the rubber mats. If you need good rubber mats that I currently use, click that link down below. It doesn't help me out at all. It's literally just a suggestion box for you, okay? How expensive is Tesla insurance? When I went for Tesla insurance to go ahead and see what it was, they said that my quote was $359 for one car. So that means it would have been almost $800 for two cars, which is where I would have needed it for, which would be the Tesla Model 3 and the Tesla Model Y 2023. So yeah, it is a little bit pricey, but it's based on your driving history. So my driving history is good, but you got to understand, if you have the Tesla app already downloaded in your phone and you've been driving around, all that is recorded. They don't tell you this, but this is all recorded into your data to let you know how you drive. And based off how I drive, which is not really aggressive, but more aggressive than a conservative driver, I'm going to pay more price. And that just is what it is. That's why I currently have Progressive or Geico. I switch back and forth between the two depending on who has the best rate at the time. Currently I pay $659 for 3 cars rather than almost $800 for 2 cars with Tesla insurance. How has battery range degraded over time? I've only had it for 30 days, so I'm sure it may have went down by maybe a percentage or so, but I won't know until a little bit later down the road. How much do you spend monthly on charging? This last month, I literally drive all over the place. I drove almost 8,000 miles in 30 days. So that right there will show you and reflect off this amount of $844. So yeah, $844 is what I've spent in the last 30 days, but I've also driven nearly 10,000 miles. So that's really good for that type of driving. So if you don't drive that much, honestly, you're looking to spend anywhere between $150 to $300 per month. Whatever you normally spend in gas, just reduce it by a little bit if you are going out and doing the superchargers only. For the most part, mainly it's supercharging for me, some home charging, but a lot of supercharging. What to look for when buying used. When buying used, you want to go ahead and see if they run a battery test. Now, obviously, you won't be able to run a battery test right then and there when you're about to buy a car, unless they just allow you to hit the button and it's just sitting there forever, and then you come back the next day to check it. Other than that, you want to ask them if they've already run the battery test. If they haven't, then you want to go ahead and just just take a look at it. Like, I mean, there's really nothing you can do besides that battery test. You can go into the Energy app. When you go into the Tesla, there's the 3 dots at the bottom, and then there's a right there at the top right, it says Energy, and it's a green icon. You click on Energy, and at least on this, you can kind of see based off of from the last charge to the current charge on how that is. But for the most part, when it comes down to the battery, you're not gonna really know a lot from that. But I will say this. When you're looking for the car, depends on the model. If you're going to do the Model S, you want to look at the insides of the tires. So you want to look underneath the car and on the inside of the car, inside of the tires, because that's where the wear happens for the Model S. With the Model 3 and Y, just check the tread. I mean, for the most part, it's all good, unless you can clearly tell that these are worn down, which tires are going to be your main expense when driving a lot, especially if you're going to be driving aggressively. A lot of hot accelerating, things of that nature is going to really wear down those tires pretty quickly. And that usually, they say that the standard range is between 20 to 30,000 miles on basic driving. So aggressive driving is probably about 15 to maybe 20,000 miles before you have to replace those tires. These tires aren't really expensive, because I did spend about $1,085 on my Honda HR-V. These current tires that are Michelin's on this right here are about $250, $260 per tire. So you're looking at the same exact amount that I paid for my Honda HR-V. So it's not really a big difference. When you start getting into performance models and things of that nature, that's really where you're really gonna be having these things happen for you. Also, what to look for is the panel gaps. A lot of these cars have panel gaps. For the most part, it is going to be used Tesla, so if it has 50,000 miles on it, you're going to really have all that taken care of, because a lot of people were really particular around that time, so they would just get it all tightened up. So most likely, that's all going to be tightened up. You're going to make sure that your fake synthetic leather on here isn't rolled, isn't like dented in. Make sure all the buttons work. Make sure all the things work. Make sure your air conditioning's blowing cold. That's really all you can really do when looking at a used Tesla for the most part. Do Teslas have a start button? No, there's no start button. There's no stop button. The only way to get out and just walk away, just to get up and walk away. That's how you lock or unlock your car. You lock it by walking away, and when you walk back to it, when you walk back to it, you become in the Bluetooth proximity, and that allows you to open up your car. Otherwise, you're gonna have to use your Tesla key, which I suggest always keeping your Tesla key with you, because I'm paranoid that if I walk up and I can't open my door, it's really a big deal. So I just keep this with me. So anyways, so this is a representation of what you need to do. So this is the pillar right here, and you place it on the center of it. It'll chirp and it's locked, or it'll just unlock and you just boom, and then the lights will flash and you just open the car. That's really all there is to it. Then you want to go ahead, and when you want to drive, you want to take this and put this right here at the center console and just put it in front of it, and then it's ready to go. So yeah, just hook it up to your Bluetooth on your phone. 99.9% of the time it works just fine. Favorite misconceptions about Tesla. Favorite misconceptions about Tesla is that they always light on fire. Like, they always light on fire, guys. You know, be wary of it lighting on fire, because it's gonna happen to you. That's probably my most favorite one, just because of the fact that, for one, I've never seen a Tesla on fire anywhere in real life besides on YouTube and on the news. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying a lot of the times it is either the charger that you're connected to lights the car on fire. So like one of the ones that I've seen was in a foreign country, and the charging source that they had used, it had a fault on the charger itself, which sparked a fault on the battery on the inside, and it was charging incorrectly. The car goes up in flames really quickly. There was another guy driving down the street in his Model Y, and the car started to really shake, started to really make noise. He pulled over, and shortly after pulling over, his car was on fire. Things of that nature. That's crazy. Now, that one I'll be more worried about than any other one. Then whenever they had the hurricane flooding, so whenever the hurricanes flood the area and that salt water gets inside of the battery area or even near there, it can really cause some issues with your battery. I can't remember what it's called, but ultimately when it gets inside, it corrodes the battery enough to spark a reaction, and it can light on fire, especially after a flooding incident. So that is one thing. I'll go ahead and put the description of it right here, because I honestly don't know what I'm exactly talking about with it. I'm just saying there's something to do with the actual salt water getting around the battery and it making it bad. So I don't know for sure. I'm just saying that that's just something I read, something I've seen online. Other than that, besides the FUD, the fear and uncertainty, besides that, I haven't really seen anything bad. So like whenever it comes down to people having bad reviews, all these bad reviews are scattered across the internet on YouTube, and there's a lot more good versus bad. And even if you type in something trying to find something bad about it, it's usually a lot of good mixed in with a few little quirks that they don't like about the car. But other than that, all around experience for this car is the most unique experience you'll have in any EV, any car ever. And I suggest that you test drive one, but if you are just going to buy a used or a brand new Tesla, please use our link down below. It really helps out the channel, but it helps you out more than me, okay? I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.